Hello folks, welcome to the 5th episode of the series 3. In this series, let us take a wide look into historical and notable events in HAM. Do you know, when radio technology started to appear, there was no often distinction between professional and amateur. HAM radio has been in existence for over 100 years. In fact, ever since radio technology itself has been existing, amateur experimenters have wanted to use and investigate radio technology. HAM. What is HAM? The origin of the term HAM as a synonym for an amateur radio operator was apparently a taunt by professional telegraphers. The rapid expansion and even mania for amateur radio, with many thousands of transmitters set up by 1910. Isn't it interesting to get back into history of HAM? The history of amateur radio can be split into a number of different stages, each of which tells the story of a different aspect of HAM radio history. Amateur radio came into being after radio waves were adapted into a communication system in 1890s by the Italian inventor Marconi. Can you imagine its contributions during the stages of development? Throughout its history, amateur radio enthusiasts have made significant contributions to science, engineering, industry, and social services. Research by amateur radio operators has founded new industries, built economies, empowered nations, and saved lives in times of emergency. Major contributions to communications in the field of automated message systems and packet radio were made by amateur radio operators throughout the 1980s. These computer control systems were used for the first time to distribute communication during and after disasters. Have you heard about Morse code? For many years, amateur radio operators were required by international agreement to demonstrate Morse code proficiency in order to use frequencies below 30 MHz. While there is no longer a requirement for hams to learn the code, it remains a popular communication mode. Everyone are aware of importance of ham in disaster management, right? Yes. In early 2010, only North Korea had an absolute ban on ham radio operator licenses. Although many countries still maintain careful records of ham licenses and limit their activities and frequency bands and transmit power output. Amateur radio emergency communications assisted in disaster relief activities for events such as the September 11 attacks in 2001. This is how HAM came into existence with many struggles. But its impact and importance means in greater sense. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this episode. To know more about its wondering facts, we'll meet you in the next episode. Until then, stay tuned.